Okay, tonight I'm going to be trying Ale Industries' Golden State of Mind. And Ale Industries brews out of Oakland now. They used to be in Concord, and I used to go to their little tiny tap room in the back of a warehouse, and it was amazing, but very cold. So I'm excited to share this with you. This used to be called Orange Kush, and now it's called Golden State of Mind. And so it has coriander, chamomile, and citrus in it. And it's in category 16A, which is Witbier, meaning a white beer. And the spices are characteristic for this particular style of beer. So we will see how this is. Tonight I'm pouring 2 glasses as I'm sharing beer again with Rachel. It seems to be a trend.
Oops, sorry. Hi.
Rachel's is foamy now.
Starting to knock it all over the place.
Okay. So smell. It's a very subtle smell, and it has a sweetness to it. Just a subtle sweetness, and
Mm.
kind of a almost honey, kind of floral sweetness. So appearance-wise, it did pour with head, and hers showed it a little bit better. And it should pour with a kind of thick, moussey head, which it did do on one of them. As I was pouring the beer, a lot of sediment came through. I don't know if you can see it on the side of this bottle. No, it's not going to show. A lot of sediment came through, and actually you can see big chunks in the bottom of my beer in particular, floating around in there. And so there should be some sediment from yeast, but not necessarily, my guess is not necessarily as much as we're seeing in here. So all of those white spots that you're kind of seeing, you can't really see it very well in the video, there is just a ton of sediment in here. So my guess is it's the spices that they were using, as well as yeast. It looks almost like this was either bottle conditioned or unfiltered. And so it says for the style that the beer will be very cloudy from a starch haze and or yeast, which gives a milky whitish yellow appearance. Dense white moussey head. Head retention should be quite good. So I guess we're expecting a little bit of haze, but there is a lot of sediment. So I would not be drinking like the lower, probably at least almost 1 inch of my beer after it's all settles. Once it's all said and done. I wish that you could see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And so here, all of this that you're seeing down here is all the sediment in this beer. So I guess because we know it should be yeasty, that it's not as off-putting, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to, have chunks stuck in my teeth. But let's get into flavor. This is much different than I remember it being. It's sweet and floral. Those are my biggest impressions. The first time and the aftertaste, the finish is chamomile. I remember it tasting like chamomile tea when I tried it at the tap room. Chamomile finish, and then it gets a little hoppy aftertaste, but just a little bit. It's very, very mild. Um, It has just a little spice. It's not like it's spicy in the same way that a Belgian ale, um, like a Belgian strong might come across, or even a Belgian pale. Um, but it's got that kind of quality. And then the hops is very mellow, almost bready, but not quite. Yeah. I think just a little bit of a wheat flavor to it, um, and then the little bit of a hoppy aftertaste just lends itself to being crisp and refreshing. It's actually a pretty nice finish. I like it. I'm gonna make sure that I write that it's crisp. So mouthfeel, this is a pretty light body. Um, it does have, well, I wouldn't even say medium body. Um, it has a kind of creaminess to it. Um, and pleasant carbonation. Not overly carbonated, or even undercarbonated. Uh, After a couple of drinks, more of my sediment went to the bottom. Um, oh, I got so distracted by the sediment, I forgot to show you what color it is. So this is um, a golden straw color with the haziness, which is appropriate for this particular style. But maybe even that would show the sediment a little bit more. No, you still can't see it. So my overall impression, this beer tastes very good. It would be excellent. It kind of reminds me of like a honey mead almost, with the kind of honey floral sweetness that it has to it. But it's light and refreshing. It finishes nicely. It's very crisp. I'm not certain why my particular bottle had so much sediment in it. I don't recall that being the case in the past, but I've only had it, I think, on draft at the tap rooms. So it's a very nice beer overall, but the amount of sediment is I don't particularly care for. Um, and so I'm curious. I even feel like I might try another bottle to see if it comes across with that much sediment um, again. Because it does. I mean, we can expect some yeast settlement, but I don't know. That's kind of intense. Um, so a little bit of history about the Belgian and French ale category. It's called Witbier. Is that it's a 400-year-old beer style that died out in the 1950s and was later revived by Pierre Celis at Hoegaarden. It has steadily grown with popularity over time, and we actually see a lot of this style being made now. Um, People that like Hefeweizen tend to like the wit beer. It's a good kind of crossover. So the presence and character and degree of spicing and lactic sourness varies. Overly spiced and or sour beers are not good examples of the style. Coriander of certain origins might give an inappropriate ham or celery character. The beer tends to be fragile and does not age well. So younger, fresher, properly handled examples are most desirable. Most examples seem to be approximately 5% alcohol by volume. This one comes in at 4.4. So it's good to know that this is a beer that should be fresh and that there are regions of coriander or processing of coriander that can give it some off flavors that would be inappropriate for this style. Ale Industries does not do that, and a lot of their beers are just simply amazing. And so this is another example of an amazing beer by Ale Industries. So cheers to them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you are an Ale Industries fan, let me know down below. Share this video and share your experiences if you've had Golden State of Mind in the bottle. I'm curious to know if yours had as much sediment as mine does. Thank you, and have a good night.